Hello people, on a beautiful Wednesday snowy morning. I'm up at the A-frame and thankfully reaching some neat little milestones along the way here. Now that it's winter, I've been really pushing hard to get to the inside and get past the outside, and by the grace of God I've kind of gotten to that point. Just got this hardware on this beautiful door this morning. I attempted to put it on. It was a Copper Creek product, which is really beautiful and nicely made. At first I could not find a way to get the handle mechanism to work right with the spindle, but with a few calls to the company I got it straightened out and figured out how to do it, and now that's in. So this little front porch, other than the stairs, which are going to wait till spring at this point, is done. Quite pleased with that outcome. So I'll walk around here and give you a look. I finally just finished taking the staging down on the back side, and we just finished putting up the final trim in the back, so that's basically done. Be a few touch-ups in the spring, but at this point I will be glad to move to the inside and stay there. Got the little wood stove humming away to keep things warm on the inside, and I'm waiting for my well people to come up and do a final test on the well. They've got to calculate gallons per minute and do a little water testing, so I had to send a hose out that window there and let it drain for, I think I've got about 12 hours in on the flushing. And now what I'm going to try to do to get a pretty view of this is walk down this snowy hill without landing on my rear end. I don't know how successful I'll be, but I'll try it. I got my Sorels on. I don't want to take a fall here. Still recovering from my shoulder injury, but I'm doing a lot better. I was able to take the staging down myself, so here's the final look of the back end. There's a little rope hanging up there on a pulley. I couldn't get up high enough to get to that, but here it is. A very pretty little situation. Many hours of work in this, but came out as good or better than I had anticipated. So we have all the beautiful windows up there. I ran the siding up underneath over the slider, and then yesterday my son and I finally put all the rest of the trim in up there. So that's the final look of the south side of this little A-frame. And on a sunny day the sun will come right on in. And in the spring I will work on the deck railings and probably put stairs off at least this end on the well side where the driveway is, and I might actually put a set on the other side just because, so we can get over to this property. But anyway, that's what's been happening lately, and now we're going to switch emphasis to the inside. Yesterday we did pull a couple wire runs to the back because I got some outside lighting going to go on out here, and that is partially wired in. We ran the wire and pulled it up on this end of the house. With an A-frame like this, there's a central beam underneath, so I'm running all the wire along that beam to reach the far reaches of the house, and then later we'll box that in, but it makes it easier. And I'm trying to minimize the drilling. Running wire can involve a lot of drilling if you're passing through joists and things at right angles to them, and I'd prefer to run across horizontal runs and minimize the hole drilling. So here's a little structure again with the deck, and the big overhang's been very helpful to keep snow and rain, water off of things. And the same applies. I decided to do a similar thing just for fun on the front end. And once you figure out how to do it, it's not too bad, but it does add a few hours to a project. So this little porch has an overhang a couple feet further out at the top than the bottom, so it allows it to kind of keep snow and rain off the steps. And here we are. I won't bother to go in today. Getting the outside finished was a big milestone. Now I can just focus on the inside and stay a little warmer and more comfortable. Anyway, hope you're doing good, and I'll catch up with you again soon when we get some work done on the inside. Have a good day.